In the vast darkness of space, humanity slept. Not in the literal sense, but in the eyes of the galaxy's elder races, humans were nothing more than primitive beings stuck on their blue planet. The advanced civilizations that ruled the stars had long ago decided to leave Earth alone, marking it as a wildlife preserve of sorts. They saw humans as clever animals, nothing more. That changed on what later became known as the Day of Fire. Tom Miller, a simple farmer in Kansas, was the first to notice something was wrong. The morning sky had turned an unusual shade of purple, and his crops were covered in a strange, silvery dust. He wasn't an educated man, but he knew enough to call the local authorities. Within hours, similar reports flooded in from around the globe. The dust wasn't natural, it was made up of billions of microscopic machines. The aliens called them compliance units, designed to pacify primitive species. They had worked perfectly on 37 other worlds. But humans proved different. Instead of becoming docile, people began to change. The nanomachines, intended to restrict and control, found something buried deep in human DNA, something that had been sleeping since the dawn of mankind. Ancient warrior genes, placed there by long-forgotten beings who had seen humanity's potential, began to wake up. Dr. Ann Walker, working in her lab at a small research facility, was the first to understand what was happening. She watched through her microscope as human cells didn't just fight the invasion, they absorbed the alien technology, making it their own. Her hands shook as she recorded her findings. Human DNA is not breaking down. It's evolving. We're not being destroyed. We're being upgraded. The Alien Alliance, watching from their massive ships in orbit, realized their mistake too late. They had assumed Earth was defenseless, an easy target for their expansion. They hadn't known they were poking a sleeping giant. Jack Stone, a construction worker in Chicago, discovered his newfound abilities when he lifted a fallen concrete beam that should have been impossible for any human to move. In London, Mary Davies found she could instantly understand and speak any language she heard. Across the globe, millions of similar stories emerged. The aliens' first ground assault came 3 days after the dust fell. They landed in Brazil, expecting to find confused and submissive humans ready for processing. Instead, they met resistance unlike anything they'd ever seen. Regular people, armed with nothing but their newfound abilities and simple weapons, drove back forces that had conquered entire star systems. In their orbital command ship, the alien leaders watched in horror as their invasion force retreated in chaos. Their sensors showed impossible readings. Humans were now stronger, faster, and smarter than any known species. But most terrifying of all, they were angry. "We made a terrible mistake," the alien commander told his superiors. "We didn't find a primitive species. We found dormant gods of war, and we just woke them up." The first week ended with humanity not just surviving, but preparing to fight back. People across Earth discovered they could now understand the alien technology as if they'd built it themselves. Scientists and engineers worked around the clock, reverse engineering crashed alien ships and weapons. Dr. Walker, now leading a global research team, made another stunning discovery. The changes weren't random, they were following a pattern, as if humanity had been designed for this very moment. "Someone made us to be warriors," she wrote in her journal. "And now, after thousands of years of sleep, we're finally becoming what we were meant to be." As part 1 of this story closes, humanity stands united as never before, transformed but unbroken. The alien alliance that thought to conquer Earth now faces a choice: retreat and hope humanity stays on their planet, or face an awakened species that seems purpose-built for war. Little did they know, this was just the beginning. The true test of humanity's newfound power was yet to come, and the stars themselves would bear witness to what happens when you wake the gods of war. 2 weeks after the Day of Fire, Earth had changed beyond recognition. Cities now bristled with makeshift defense towers built from modified alien technology. The same hands that once typed on keyboards and stocked shelves now wielded powers that seemed like magic to their former selves. Mark Thompson, a former high school teacher, stood at the command center in what used to be a shopping mall in Texas. His new abilities let him process information faster than any computer. Around him, dozens of screens showed battles taking place across the globe. "They're testing us," he told his team. "The real attack hasn't even started yet." He was right. The Alien Alliance, still reeling from their first defeat, had been sending small scout ships to probe Earth's defenses. Each attack was stronger than the last, but humanity swatted them away like flies. With each victory, humans grew stronger, learning to use their new powers more effectively. The biggest change came when people discovered they could share their knowledge instantly with others. Dr. Walker called it the unity effect. When one person learned something new about their abilities or alien technology, others could learn it too, as if humanity now shared a vast invisible network. In the Australian outback, a group of rangers led by Bill Cooper made an incredible discovery. While exploring a cave system that had been exposed during one of the alien attacks, they found ancient drawings that seemed to tell humanity's true story. The cave walls showed images of tall beings placing something into ancient humans, along with symbols that matched the alien technology they were now facing. "We weren't abandoned," Bill reported back to command. "We were stored here, like weapons waiting to be used." The aliens noticed humanity's rapid progress and changed their strategy. Instead of direct attacks, they tried to negotiate. Their transmission reached every screen and device on Earth: "Cease your development immediately. You are becoming too dangerous. This power was never meant for your kind." The global response was led by Emma Wright, a former diplomat whose new abilities let her understand the deepest meanings behind any form of communication. She stood before the United Nations, now transformed into Earth's Defense Council, and gave humanity's answer: "We are not your experiment to control. We are not your weapons to command. We are humanity, and we're done being silent." The Alien Alliance responded with their biggest attack yet. 3 massive warships, each the size of a small city, appeared from behind the moon. They carried enough firepower to turn Earth's surface to glass. But humanity was ready. Dr. Walker had finished analyzing the alien nanomachines that had started everything. "They're not just changing us," she announced to the Defense Council. "They're fixing us. Returning us to what we were always supposed to be." As the alien warships approached Earth, something remarkable happened. Millions of humans across the planet raised their hands toward the sky, acting on instinct they didn't know they had. Their combined power created an energy shield that made Earth's atmosphere impenetrable. The alien ships fired their main weapons, weapons that had destroyed countless civilizations before. Their energy beams hit the human shield and simply disappeared. In that moment, the aliens finally understood: they hadn't found a primitive species to conquer. They had found their ancient enemy's masterpiece, finally awakened. Mark Thompson, watching from his command center, saw the alien ships retreat. "They'll be back," he said, "and they'll bring their whole fleet. But next time, we won't be defending. We'll be ready to take the fight to them." As Part 2 closes, humanity stands stronger than ever, piecing together their true heritage. The Alien Alliance that thought to subjugate Earth now faces not just a species defending its home, but an awakened force ready to reclaim its place among the stars. The old saying went that humanity had looked to the stars with hope and wonder. Now the stars looked back at humanity with fear, as the dormant gods of war prepared to rise. 1 month after the Day of Fire, humanity was done playing defense. In the Nevada desert, engineers had rebuilt a crashed alien ship, improving it with their newfound knowledge. They called it the Phoenix, humanity's first true starship. Robert King, a former airline pilot, stood in the Phoenix's control room, his enhanced mind connecting directly with the ship's systems. "It's like the ship is part of me," he told Dr. Walker, who was documenting everything for future generations. "I can feel every circuit, every power flow." The ship wasn't just rebuilt, it was reborn. Humans had taken the alien technology and made it better, stronger, more efficient. What had once been cold metal now seemed almost alive, responding to human thoughts and emotions as if it had been made for them all along. Deep in the Australian cave system, Bill Cooper's team made another breakthrough. Hidden behind ancient rock walls, they found a chamber filled with advanced technology. The artifacts were millions of years old, but they powered up instantly at human touch. Among them was a star map, showing coordinates to what the ancient symbols called the Forge. "It's a weapons factory," Bill explained to the Defense Council through a video link. "Not just any weapons factory, but the place where we were made. Our creators left us a backup plan, in case we ever woke up." Emma Wright, now head of the council, made humanity's boldest decision yet. "We're not waiting for them to attack again. We're taking the fight to them. To the Forge." Her words echoed across the global network that now connected all humans, and millions of minds joined in agreement. The Alien Alliance, monitoring Earth from the edges of the solar system, detected unusual energy readings. Their sensors showed impossible things. Humans were not just using the stolen technology, they were changing it, improving it in ways that should have taken centuries to discover. The Phoenix wasn't going alone. Around the world, more ships were being built. Each one better than the last, as humanity's shared knowledge grew exponentially. Dr. Walker's research showed that humans weren't just getting stronger, they were remembering. Ancient knowledge, buried deep in their DNA, was surfacing with each passing day. Tom Miller, the Kansas farmer who had first spotted the alien dust, now worked in the fields in a different way. His connection to the Earth itself had grown stronger, and he discovered he could sense the minerals and elements needed to build more ships. All across the planet, others with similar abilities joined him, gathering resources at an incredible speed. The first test of the Phoenix's new drive system lit up the sky like a second sun. Robert King and his crew pushed the ship past what the aliens had thought possible, breaking through layers of spacetime that their former masters had thought unreachable. "We're ready," Robert reported back to Earth. "The ship isn't just working, it's singing. It wants to fly, to fight. Just like us." Mary Davies, whose gift for languages had evolved into something far more powerful, decoded more of the ancient symbols. "We weren't just made as weapons," she announced to the council. "We were made as judges. Our creators gave us the power to decide which species in the galaxy deserved to exist, and which ones had become too dangerous to continue." As the Phoenix prepared for its first real mission, humanity faced a deep question: were they ready for such power? The Alien Alliance had ruled the galaxy through fear and dominance for millennia. Now they faced something they had never encountered, a species with not just the power, but the wisdom to use it. Part 3 ends with the Phoenix rising from Earth's atmosphere, carrying humanity's hopes and dreams to the stars. But this wasn't just about revenge. It was about justice, about setting right what had gone wrong in the galaxy during humanity's long sleep. As Robert King engaged the ship's drive for their first jump to deep space, he remembered something his grandfather used to say: "Power shows you who you really are." Now humanity would show the galaxy exactly what they had become. The Phoenix dropped out of hyperspace near a massive space station that served as the Alien Alliance's forward command base. Robert King felt the ship respond to his thoughts, its systems humming with power that seemed eager to be unleashed. Behind him, 5 more Earth ships emerged from the void, each commanded by crews who had gone from ordinary humans to space warriors in just 6 weeks. "They're scrambling their fighters," Robert reported back to Earth. "Looks like we crashed their party." The alien station, a structure twice the size of Earth's moon, bristled with weapons that had kept the Alliance in power for thousands of years. Dr. Walker, monitoring from Earth through the Unity network, watched the alien ships approach. "Remember," she broadcast to all crews, "their technology is part of us now. Whatever they throw at us, we can turn it back on them. The alien commander's voice boomed across space. This is your only warning, Earth creatures. Return to your world, or be destroyed. The message was meant to frighten them. Instead, the human crews smiled. The battle that followed would be remembered for centuries. The alien ships fired their main weapons, expecting an easy victory. Instead, the human ships absorbed the energy attacks, their hulls glowing with stolen power. Robert gave the order, show them what we've learned. The Phoenix moved like it was dancing, dodging enemy fire while returning shots that cut through alien shields like they weren't even there. The other Earth ships joined in, each crew adding their own improvements to the combat techniques they shared through the Unity effect. On the alien station, panic spread as reports came in. The humans weren't just fighting back, they were winning, using technology in ways the aliens had never imagined possible. Their weapons seemed to predict where enemy ships would be, their shields adapted instantly to any attack. Tom Miller, now serving as the Phoenix's resource officer, detected something interesting during the battle. Their station, he called out, it's built with the same materials we found in that ancient chamber. Our creator's technology is everywhere, they've just been using it wrong all this time. The alien commander, realizing they were losing, tried one last desperate move. They activated their station's self-destruct sequence, hoping to take the human fleet with them. But Mary Davies, serving on one of the support ships, had already decoded their emergency protocols. Not today, she transmitted, her enhanced abilities letting her hack their systems with a thought. The station's lights flickered, and its weapons went dark. For the first time in their history, the Alien Alliance faced total defeat in space combat. As human crews secured the station, Bill Cooper's research team, working through their shared connection, made a startling discovery. The coordinates in the ancient chamber, he reported, they match a location we found in the station's database. The forge isn't just real, the aliens have been trying to find it for centuries. Emma Wright, coordinating from Earth's Defense Council, made a quick decision. Take what we need from the station, then let them go. We want them to report back to their leaders. They need to understand that everything has changed. The alien survivors were shuttled to their escape pods, their minds struggling to accept what had happened. One of their commanders, watching the human ships prepare to jump away, sent a final message, "What are you?" Robert King's response was simple, "We are humanity. We are what happens when you wake up something that should have been left sleeping. And we're just getting started." As Part 4 closes, the human fleet sets course for the Forge, leaving behind a defeated alien station and a message that would spread across the galaxy. The dormant gods of war weren't just awake, they were returning to reclaim their inheritance. The Alien Alliance had ruled through fear. Now they learned what real fear felt like, as humanity took its first steps toward reshaping the galaxy. But the greatest challenges, and the darkest secrets about humanity's true purpose, still lay ahead. The human fleet emerged from hyperspace into a sea of stars unlike anything they'd ever seen. The forge hung before them, a massive structure that wrapped around a dying star like a metal spider web. Ancient energy readings pulsed through space, calling to something deep in their enhanced DNA. "It recognizes us," Robert King whispered, feeling the Phoenix's systems respond to the ancient station's signal. Around the fleet, space itself seemed to ripple with welcoming energy. After millions of years, the children had finally come home. Dr. Walker, studying the readings from Earth, made a startling discovery. The forge isn't just a weapons factory, she broadcast to the fleet. It's a library, a record of everything our creators knew. And it's been waiting for us, keeping their knowledge safe until we were ready. The Phoenix led the fleet toward a massive docking bay that opened at their approach. As they flew inside, the ship's sensors revealed the true scale of the forge. It wasn't just one station, it was a vast network of interconnected facilities, each designed to serve a different purpose in humanity's awakening. Tom Miller's enhanced senses detected something extraordinary about the station's materials. It's alive, he reported. Not like we are, but the whole station is some kind of living machine. It's growing, changing, just like we did when we woke up. The first humans to step onto the Forge's deck were Robert King and Mary Davies. The ancient station's lights brightened at their presence, and dormant systems hummed to life. Holographic displays filled the air around them, showing images of Earth's past, and humanity's true origin. We weren't just created as weapons, Mary translated, her gift for languages revealing the station's secrets. We were made as gardeners, judges, and protectors. Our creators saw darkness spreading through the galaxy, species that had gained power without wisdom, strength without compassion. Bill Cooper, analyzing the data through the Unity network, found records of the Alien Alliance's early days. They weren't always tyrants, he reported. They started as peaceful explorers. But power corrupted them, turned them into the very thing our creators feared would happen. The deeper they went into the Forge, the more they understood. Humanity had been designed as a failsafe, a species that would sleep until the galaxy needed them. The alien dust that was meant to enslave them had instead acted as a key, unlocking their true potential. Emma Wright, watching through the shared connection from Earth, made a profound realization. We're not just here to fight, she told the Defense Council. We're here to heal. Our creators gave us the power to fight because sometimes you have to remove the rot to save the garden. In the heart of the Forge, they found a chamber that responded only to human touch. Inside was a message, left by their creators millions of years ago. As Mary translated, tears rolled down her face. To our children, we gave you power, but we also gave you hearts that can love, minds that can reason, and souls that can forgive. The galaxy needs more than just warriors. It needs teachers, healers, builders. You are all of these things. The Alien Alliance, tracking the human fleet, finally located the Forge. Their entire armada, thousands of ships strong, prepared to jump to its location. They intended to destroy both the station and humanity before more ancient powers could be awakened. But they were already too late. The Forge had recognized its children, and it was giving them their inheritance, not just weapons and power, but wisdom and purpose. Humanity was becoming what they were always meant to be, guardians of a galaxy that had lost its way. As Part 5 ends, the human fleet prepares for their greatest battle yet. But now they fight not just with power, but with understanding. They aren't just warriors awakened, they are guardians reborn, and the galaxy would never be the same. The alien armada filled the space around the Forge with thousands of warships. Their weapons charged, ready to erase both the ancient station and humanity in one massive strike. They expected to find a small human fleet preparing for a desperate last stand. What they found instead would change the galaxy forever. The Forge had awakened fully, its massive structure now glowing with the same energy that pulsed through human veins. Robert King stood at the Phoenix's command center, but he wasn't just connected to his ship anymore, he was linked to the entire station, feeling its power flow through him. This is humanity's final warning to the Alien Alliance, Emma Wright's voice broadcast across space, translated into every known language by Mary Davies's enhanced abilities. You can choose to stand down and help us build a better galaxy, or you can choose extinction. The gods of war are awake, but we would rather be gods of peace. The alien commander's response came quickly, you are nothing but an experiment that went wrong. This ends today. They gave the order to fire, launching enough firepower to destroy a planet. But humanity was ready. Tom Miller, his connection to the Forge's living metal at its peak, activated defense systems that had slept for millions of years. A shield of pure energy expanded from the station, not just blocking the alien weapons, but absorbing them. Dr. Walker, monitoring from Earth, watched in awe as the Forge transformed the stolen energy. It's not just defending, she reported. It's healing. The station is repairing millions of years of damage to local space. The alien ships fired again and again, their weapons having no effect. Through the Unity network, Bill Cooper shared what he'd learned from the Forge's archives. This is what our creators wanted. Not just warriors who could fight, but beings who could turn destruction into creation. Humanity's response was unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. The Forge released waves of energy that passed through the alien ships without harming them. Instead, it cleared away the corruption that centuries of power had left in their crews' minds. "Remember who you were," Robert King transmitted to the alien fleet. "Before the power corrupted you. Before you became what you feared. We're not here to destroy you. We're here to remind you." Through Mary's enhanced abilities, they could sense the change spreading through the alien crews. Memories of their species' early days, of exploration, discovery, and wonder, began to surface. The mental chains of empire began to crack. The alien commander's flagship, the largest ship in their fleet, was the first to power down its weapons. Others followed, like a wave of awakening spreading across space. After centuries of ruling through fear, the Alien Alliance faced something they didn't expect: mercy. Emma Wright, speaking for all of humanity, made their final declaration: the Age of Empire is over. The Age of Guardians begins. Earth will lead the way not through force, but through wisdom. The Forge isn't just our inheritance, it's a gift for all species ready to grow beyond their fears. As the alien ships began to stand down, the Forge revealed its final secret. The station's central chamber opened, showing a map of thousands of sleeping facilities across the galaxy, more humans, more guardians, waiting to be awakened. Earth wasn't just one backup plan. It was the first of many. We were never meant to be alone in this task, Dr. Walker realized. Our creators seeded guardian species throughout the galaxy. Earth was just the first to wake up. The story that began with alien dust falling on a Kansas farm ended with humanity rising not as conquerors, but as teachers. The dormant gods of war had awakened to find a higher purpose, not to rule the galaxy, but to heal it. As Part 6 closes, the Phoenix leads the alien fleet back toward Earth, not as prisoners but as the first students of humanity's new academy. The stars themselves seemed brighter, as if the galaxy itself was awakening to a new age of wisdom, guided by the species that had slept for so long, waiting for the moment when simple power would need to be balanced with deep understanding. The gods of war had awakened, but they had chosen to become something greater, the guardians of peace.